Hi everyone, it's Lisa again here from the Paris Bourbon County Library. Today I want to show you another craft that would be easy for you to make using supplies that you have at home. Today we're going to be making this adorable key art. It's framed. I would like to zoom in a little bit so you can get a better look at the product. Let me give you a list of supplies first and then we'll change the camera angle. The first thing you're going to need is a frame. It does not have to be a perfect frame. This one had a few discolorations on it. I was able to spray paint that, so if you don't like the color of your frame, feel free to spray paint it as well. We're also going to need some background material. That could be fabric. It could be wrapping paper. In this case, we're going to be using scrapbook paper. I had to think what it was called, scrapbook paper. We're also going to need keys. These could be keys that have memories for you, apartment keys, house keys, car keys, those types of things. Or if you're lucky enough to have any skeleton keys, you could use those as well. And I have painted those in a corresponding color with my frame. And then I'm going to need scissors and I'm going to need hot glue, and that's it. Let me change the camera angle so you can get a better idea of what we're doing today. Okay, thank you. I think this is going to be a little bit better for you to see our artwork today. I just want to show you this one first. This was an old wooden frame. I simply spray painted the frame as well as the keys. You could, for a pop of color, you could actually make these any color that you want to. And the background for this, again, is scrapbook paper. I'm amazed at the scrapbook paper and the color and the variety of papers that are out there. If you're a scrapbook booker, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's some beautiful prints out there as well. This isn't a frame that stands. This isn't a frame that does not stand. It does hang, but could very easily be put on an easel, a small easel. Again, I spray painted the frame. I spray painted corresponding matching keys, and then I used the scrapbook paper in the background as well. Don't forget you can use wrapping paper as well as cloth. I mentioned it in our intro, but you could use fabric if you chose to. Today I'm going to be choosing this scrapbook paper. I thought it was beautiful. It's got musical notes on it. I'm not sure that you can see that as well as I can, but it is a beautiful color. I'm going to be using a frame that has been upcycled. I do not worry that the frame has no glass because I don't want glass. So if you have a broken or a frame with a broken glass, feel free to upcycle it for this purpose today. I did take the back of my frame and I did go ahead and cut out a piece of cardboard that's the perfect fit here. When I took the glass out, I needed that little extra thickness in order to hold this in place and hold it tight. And in order to do that, I just used a piece of old cardboard that I had at the house, and I cut it exactly the size of the back of the picture frame. Now, in order to get this the right size, I also did the same thing. I put this on the back and I just simply drew around it. I'm going to obviously use the rest of my paper for another activity because we're always looking to upcycle and reuse when we can. So the first thing I'm going to do, by the way, I have painted my keys already. I painted these in a matte black. Actually, this is a dark gray. So I've got them ready to go. And the first thing that I'm going to do, obviously, is to cut out my, I need to hold that up there so you guys can see it, is to cut out the matte or the back, the color, the part that I want to see behind my keys. And we're going to save that. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I need to glue that to this surface, to my cardboard surface. So you can see I've used this cardboard before. Let's use this side. And I'm just going to use the four corners. That's all I need. I'm not really going to put that glue anywhere else. I don't want it to bubble up behind my keys, because hot glue has a tendency to do that. actually, I'll probably take this and kind of roll over that a little bit to make sure that's flattened out. Excuse me, I have a sore throat today. Okay, so now we have our surface here, as you can tell. And I just need to make sure that I'm giving myself enough room so that I actually have a little bit of border. You'll notice on these, there's a little bit of a border around it. I think that highlights the keys. There is no way of putting these on here particularly, just however you think they fit and look well. So I'm going to start placing them on here, and I'm not going to hot glue them yet. I have square keys as well as a round key. I think I'm going to put my square keys on one side and my round keys on the other. And again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's just wherever you think they look good. I think that's going to be perfect. So, first key's in place. I'm trying to make sure they're equal distance to give it that symmetry. I like symmetry. I like things that are symmetrical when designing and when doing art type projects. There's no need really to glue the whole key. If you just get the top part of it, it's going to stay in place. And there's my finished piece. Now, pretty simply, let me let that dry for just a minute. This goes face down in my frame. My frame backing goes in. I'm loosening it up because there's a little wrinkle on the front and I do not want that. There we go. I got rid of the wrinkle. I just had it in there just a little bit crooked. And there is our finished project. So simple to do. Several of these together would make a great statement piece for a wall with corresponding frames. But just something really simple, thinking outside of the box, thinking about how you can use what you have to decorate. If you were on a limited budget, this definitely would be something that you could do for under $2. Buying the frame would be included in that as well, or upcycling one that you have at home. I hope you've enjoyed this little art project. Think about what you have at home and how you can recycle or upcycle the items that you have. Keep crafting.